Welcome back to Tales by WZ. In today's story, we explore a man who discovers his fiancée cheating on his own couch and quietly cancels their entire wedding. As you listen, think about the point where you would have walked away for good. My fiancé said, "What did you do?" I replied, "Check the camera footage." Then I canceled the wedding, forwarded non-refundable receipts to her inbox, changed the locks, and I just watched as one video turned her big day into an expensive lesson. I am 29 and my ex-fiancée is 27. We were together for 3 years. 8 months ago, I proposed with what I thought was a dream proposal. Expensive ring, about $8,500, romantic setup, happy tears, photos everywhere. She said yes, posted it all over social media, and I felt like the luckiest guy alive. We spent months planning the wedding. Venue booked. Invitations sent. I had put down around $15,000 on the venue alone. The contract said non-refundable. I signed it anyway because I was sure we would get married. My friends never really liked her. They called her materialistic and said she gave off gold digger vibes. I defended her every time. I told them they did not know her like I did, that she was different when we were alone. Looking back, that was classic denial. My best friend kept warning me. He told me to check her phone because something felt off. I refused. I said that was an invasion of privacy, that trust was everything. On paper, that sounds noble. In reality, I was just afraid of what I might find. 3 weeks ago, I installed security cameras around the house. Not because of her, but because there had been a break in a couple streets over. I bought a decent system, 4 cameras covering the front door, back door, living room, and driveway. I installed them while she was at her book club. She came home, barely glanced at them, and moved on. Sometimes the thing that saves you is something you do for a completely different reason. Last Tuesday, I was at work when my phone buzzed. Motion alert from the living room camera at 2:30 in the afternoon. I figured maybe the cat had knocked something over. I opened the app. What I saw made my stomach drop. There she was on our couch, and she was not alone. She was with the cousin who had been helping with wedding planning. Only, what they were doing on that couch is not what cousins do. I watched for maybe 30 seconds, then closed the app. My hands were shaking. I walked to a bathroom stall, shut the door, and just sat there, staring at the wall. When you see proof like that, it is not only the act that hurts. It is every lie that led up to it, every book club meeting, every wedding planning session she said she had with her cousin. Every time she kissed me and said she loved me while clearly building something with someone else. The disrespect was heavy. I sat there for 20 minutes, replaying every red flag I had ignored and hearing my friends' voices in my head. They had seen what I did not want to see. Now I had video proof, time-stamped and saved to the cloud. Right there, I made a decision. I was not going to scream or beg or demand explanations. I was going to handle it quietly and on my terms. First call was to the wedding venue. I told them I needed to cancel our reservation for next month. The coordinator sounded sympathetic, then reminded me that the $15,000 deposit was non-refundable. I told her I understood and asked her to email me the cancellation receipt. Second call was to the caterer. I canceled, lost another $3,000 in a deposit. Third call, the photographer. $2,500 gone. Fourth call, the DJ, $800 lost. I went down the list. Florist. Chair rental. Everything we had booked. By the time I was done, I had canceled every part of the wedding and lost about $22,000 in deposits. But here is the key detail. I had paid for everything. She had not put in a single dollar. She always said she was saving for the honeymoon. Sometimes money is the price of seeing clearly. In this case, the deposits were the cost of my exit. When all the cancellations were confirmed, I forwarded every email to her. 14 emails in total. No extra message, just the receipts, each one with non-refundable clearly written in red. I hit send on the last one around 4:30 in the afternoon. Her reaction came less than 20 minutes later. My phone started buzzing during a meeting. Calls, texts, more calls. I ignored them. When the meeting ended, I checked. 32 missed calls, over 60 texts, several voice messages. Calls from her, her mother, her sister, even the cousin. I listened to one voice message, just one. She was screaming, panicked, furious. "What did you do? Call me right now. This is not funny." Not a word about us. Not a word about the cheating or the trust. Just pure rage about the money and the cancellations. That told me everything I needed to know. When I drove home, she was already there, pacing in the driveway. As soon as she saw my car, she stormed toward it. "What is wrong with you?" she shouted. "Do you know what you just did? $22,000 gone. Are you insane?" I got out of the car, locked it, and looked at her. "Check the living room camera footage from Tuesday at 2:30 in the afternoon," I said. "Then we can talk about who is insane." Her face went white. "What are you talking about?" she asked. "You know exactly what I am talking about," I said. "You and your cousin on our couch in our house while I was at work paying for a wedding." She tried to grab my arm. "Baby, please, you do not understand." "I understand perfectly," I said. "I understand I have been funding a wedding for someone who has been cheating behind my back. I understand I ignored my friends when they tried to warn me. I understand you have not spent a single dollar on this wedding while I have paid for all of it. And I understand that you are more upset about the money than you are about losing me. That tells me everything." Her face twisted from panic into anger. "You cannot just cancel our wedding," she said. "What am I supposed to tell people? My family, my friends, everyone knows about this." "Tell them the truth," I said. "Tell them you got caught. Tell them your cousin was a very dedicated wedding planner." I walked past her into the house. She followed, yelling, but I was done listening. This was the point where I stopped trying to protect her feelings more than my own. The next morning, she was still there. She had slept in the guest room. Around 8, she came into the kitchen while I was making coffee. Her eyes were puffy, her makeup was smeared. "We need to talk about this," she said. "Really talk." "I am not interested," I said. "You cheated, I saw it. The wedding is canceled, we are done." She started to cry. "It was a mistake," she said. "It did not mean anything. I love you. If it happened 16 times over 3 months with the same person, it is not a mistake. It is a second relationship." "I checked the footage history," I said. 16 different times in 3 months. That is not an accident. That is a pattern." Her tears stopped as fast as they started. She switched to anger. "You are a controlling jerk," she said. "Installing cameras without telling me, that is creepy." "The cameras were for security after the break-in," I said. "You saw me install them. You did not care then." "You had no right to spy on me," she said. "In my own house that I pay for," I said. "I got a motion alert and checked it. I did not go looking for you. You just happened to be doing something worth seeing." She stormed out and slammed the door. That afternoon, I changed the locks. It cost me about $180. It was worth it. The next day, her mother showed up. She tried her daughter's key, could not get in, then pounded on the door. When I opened it, she launched into me immediately. "How dare you embarrass my daughter like this," she said. "Canceling the wedding without even talking to her. Who does that?" "Someone who found out his fiancée was cheating," I said. "Did she tell you that part?" Her mother waved it off. "A little mistake. You are throwing away years over one incident." 16 incidents, I said. Over 3 months, with someone she introduced as her cousin. I am guessing he is not actually related. Her mother's face twitched. "He is a family friend, close enough to a cousin." "So she lied about that too," I said. "Good to know." Her mother switched to the money angle. "You need to restart the wedding plans," she said. "My daughter has been preparing for this. Her dress is already bought. We have told everyone." "She bought her dress with her own money?" I asked. "Well, no, but that is not the point," she said. "That is exactly the point," I said. "I paid for everything. The venue, the catering. Her dress, which cost over $3,000, all of it. And she was cheating the whole time. So no, I am not restarting anything." Her mother glared at me. "You will regret this," she said. "My daughter could have anyone. You are nobody. You are lucky she said yes in the first place." "Then she can go be with anyone," I said. "I am sure her cousin friend would love the promotion." I closed the door. She yelled through it for a few minutes, then left. When people only care about the dress, the venue, and what others will think, they are not really talking about love. They are talking about image. Friday, I got a text from an unknown number. "We need to talk man to man," it said. It was the cousin. I replied with one word. "Talk," he called immediately. "Look, bro," he said, "this is all a big misunderstanding." "Is it?" I asked. "Yeah, man," he said. "We were just rehearsing for the wedding, like practicing the vows and stuff. That is why it looked weird." I could not help laughing. "Rehearsing vows requires making out on my couch," I said. "Interesting rehearsal technique. It got carried away, but it is not what you think," he said. "She loves you. She is devastated." "She loves my bank account," I said. "That is not the same as loving me. You can have her. I am done." "You are being crazy about this," he said. "Just talk to her." "No thanks," I said. "Lose my number." I hung up and blocked him. The next day she arrived with her sister in a U-Haul truck. I watched them pull up and open the door before they could knock. "Need something?" I asked. Her sister jumped in. "We are here to get her stuff and discuss the financial situation," she said. "Her stuff is in the garage," I said. "I packed it on Wednesday. Take it all. There is no financial situation. She owes me nothing. I owe her nothing. We are done." Her sister pulled out an actual notebook with numbers written down. "According to our math," she said, "you owe her $14,000 for emotional damages and wasted time in the relationship." I stared at her. "You are joking," I said. "We are not," she said. 3 years together, her prime dating years, and you ended over a small indiscretion. She deserves compensation." "Let me get this straight," I said. "She cheats on me for 3 months. I cancel a wedding I paid $22,000 for, and somehow I owe her money." "She invested time and emotion," her sister said. "That has value." "You know what else has value?" I asked. "The $8,500 engagement ring. Where is it?" Silence. "She will return the ring when you return the wedding dress," her sister said at last. "The dress I paid for?" I asked. "No, she returns the ring, period. The wedding did not happen. Look it up. Legally, the ring is mine." Her sister wrote something in her notebook. "We will have our lawyer contact you," she said. "Looking forward to it," I said. "Now get her things and go." They loaded the truck in angry silence while I watched from the doorway to make sure they only took her belongings. Just before leaving, her sister tried again. "You know, she really did love you," she said. "You are making a huge mistake." "The mistake was me ignoring all the red flags," I said. "I am done making mistakes now." 2 weeks later, the lawyer made an appearance. I got a letter on cheap letterhead demanding the return of the engagement ring or payment of its value, plus money for the dress, money for emotional distress, and money for wasted time. The total was over $27,000. It also threatened to sue me for defamation if I kept spreading lies about her. I had not posted a single word about this online. I had only told my close friends. But in her mind, that counted as defamation. I took the letter to a real family law attorney a friend recommended. She read it and actually laughed. She explained that the ring was a conditional gift tied to the wedding, and since the wedding was canceled due to her infidelity, I was entitled to keep it. The dress was a gift. Emotional distress and wasted time were not valid claims in this context. And truth is a complete defense to defamation, especially when there is video evidence. She drafted a response that was short and professional but very clear. It said that we had video proof of cheating, that all claims were baseless, and that any further harassment would lead to counterclaims. It cost me about $400 for the consultation and letter. It was worth every cent. After that, my ex's behavior got more desperate. She showed up at my workplace. Security called to tell me there was a woman in the lobby insisting she was my fiancée. I told them she was my ex, that she was not allowed there, and they should ask her to leave or call the police. I watched on the security monitor as she cried and argued with the guard while people stared. After about 10 minutes, she left. My boss called me in, asked if everything was okay, and told me I could take the rest of the day off if I needed. I appreciated it, but stayed. The next day, her parents showed up together at my house. I saw them on the camera and did not open the door. They rang the bell, knocked, and kept calling my name. Finally, her dad shouted through the door that they knew I was inside. I called the non-emergency police line and explained that my ex's parents were at my door refusing to leave. A patrol car came by. The officer spoke to them and her dad tried to argue that it was a family matter. The officer shut that down quickly. This was my property. I had told them to leave. They had to go. They left with angry looks, but at least they left. The next morning, around 7, my camera caught someone trying to break into my garage. I checked the live view. It was the cousin. I called emergency services right away and said someone was trying to break into my garage and that I had him on camera. The police arrived fast and caught him still trying to pry open the door. He said he was just trying to retrieve some of her belongings. Specifically, a box of yearbooks she had stored in my garage 2 years earlier. Trying to break into someone's garage is not how you schedule a pickup. He was arrested for attempted burglary. I pressed charges. My ex called from another number, crying and begging me to drop the charges. She said he was only trying to help, that I was being vindictive. He was breaking into my property, I said. That is a crime. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I hung up. Her lawyer sent another letter next, this time threatening to sue me for the $22,000 in wedding deposits because I breached our agreement by canceling. My lawyer replied within hours, stating that her cheating voided any implied agreement and that we had proof. The letter also mentioned her repeated harassment and the attempted break-in, and said that if it continued, we would seek a restraining order and legal fees. That seemed to finally get through to them. She still dragged out the ring issue for a while, refusing to return it. My lawyer sent a formal demand, giving her 10 days to return the ring or face a civil suit and possible theft charges. Her lawyer tried one last time, saying she would return the ring only if I paid her $5,000 for storage and emotional attachment. My lawyer's answer was simple: return the ring immediately or face legal action. She finally dropped it off at my lawyer's office in a plastic bag without the box. A few weeks later, her cousin's case went to court. He pled guilty to a lesser charge of trespassing, got 6 months of probation, and 100 hours of community service. My ex showed up to support him. I saw them leave together afterward and realized they had moved from cheating partners to an actual couple. That was fine, not my problem anymore. She made one last attempt to get to me by calling my mother, who lives 3 states away and had not spoken to her in over a year. She called my mom crying, saying I had ruined her life and asking my mom to talk sense into me. My mom shut it down. "My son has video proof of what you did," she said. "You ruined your own life. Do not call here again." When my ex tried again, my mom blocked her number. I sold the engagement ring for about $6,200. I used half to throw a small, dodged a bullet party with my friends who had tried to warn me. The other half went toward a solo weekend trip so I could clear my head. I repainted the living room and bought new furniture. I replaced the couch where she had cheated. I did not even donate it. I hauled it to the dump myself. It was surprisingly therapeutic. The cameras stayed. They had saved me from marrying the wrong person. A few weeks ago, I saw her and the cousin at the grocery store. They saw me, turned quickly, and walked away. I kept shopping. I did not say a word. Here is what the final math looks like. About $22,000 lost in wedding deposits, around $3,000 on changes to the house, $400 in legal fees, minus $6,200 from selling the ring, roughly $19,000 gone. That is a lot of money. But compared to a future divorce with shared assets, alimony, and years of fighting with someone who does not respect me, it was the cheaper option. The wedding date came and went last week. It was just another Saturday. No sadness, no regret, just some quiet relief. Relief that I am not married to someone who saw me as a walking wallet. Relief that I listened to proof when I saw it. Relief that I did not let pressure and guilt drag me back into something broken. I am dating again, slowly and carefully. My friends are more involved now. They spot things I might brush off. I am more cautious, and that is probably a good thing. The rose-colored glasses are gone for good. Here are some lessons I took from all of this. Lesson 1. When multiple people who care about you say something feels off, listen. They are not seeing your partner through your wishful thinking. Lesson 2. Cheating is not a mistake when it happens again and again. A pattern over months is a choice, not an accident. Lesson 3. If someone is more upset about lost money and reputation than about betraying you, their priorities are clear. Lesson 4. Cameras, documentation, and legal help are not overreactions when you are dealing with lies and harassment. They protect you when emotions run high. Lesson 5. You do not owe money, time, or emotional support to the person who broke your trust, no matter how loudly they demand it. Lesson 6. Losing money hurts, but sometimes it is cheaper than tying your future to the wrong person and paying for it for years. What would you have done after seeing that first clip from the living room camera? Would you have confronted her, or canceled everything quietly like I did? Have you ever stayed too long with someone because you did not want to admit your friends were right? Share your thoughts in the comments.